Good morning, Art
Hey,
Beauty
hey.
Equilibrium Podcast family, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. Let's get into it. Episode 256. Man, I did not realize, what was it, last Saturday we was watching the first episode?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, we've been doing this for 5 years. Whoa.
Time flies, huh?
Hey, man, time flies when you're making money and having fun. All right.
Flies, man.
Sports update.
Yeah,
Y'all gonna have to take care of that because, man, I was saying earlier, I watched a little bit of the NCAA, but boy, after like 20 minutes, it just looked like they're just going back and forth on the court to me. You know, I know Maryland won, UConn won, men's basketball, but I can't tell you who it was against. You know, I was just on the couch, laying down, watching, you know, the multi-view, and was enjoying it until it's time for me to get up and go about my day. So, Damon said Dope Laker had.
And who was that got whooped on? Somebody got.
I think that was the girls.
Yeah,
I think
was
that,
it?
I think it was UConn against. But it was about
LSU?
71
Yeah,
points.
LSU didn't get whooped on. They did the whooping.
They did the whooping. They was
Yeah.
whooping feet.
Oh, LSU was whooping
Yeah.
feet. Yeah, because they won by 71 points. Man,
That's crazy, man.
Exactly.
71
USC
points is crazy.
had a big point gap too.
Yeah, they won against the Aztecs. The score was 103-48. Okay, so yeah, exactly. That was like
What?
crazy. Flower J. Johnson led with 22 points. Anissa Morrow contributed 12 points and 12 rebounds. Woo! Yeah,
You could say that again. Jesus Christ.
exactly.
Man.
And that goes back to what we were talking about last week. You know, they're getting, she's getting sponsored by Experian, and she's partnering with them to basically bring people out of debt. So that's good for our community, good
Hey,
for
shout out to
Louisiana,
Cass.
period.
Because it's nothing like being in debt. Please, people. Please,
And
manage
get
your
better,
finances.
Got to give a get better song to Juju. Tore her ACL.
She did?
I believe it's her
no.
ACL. Yeah.
Oh,
no.
man.
Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Was it the ACL on Juju? I believe it's the ACL.
I hope it's nothing.
So we wish her a speedy recovery. I know.
Yes, man. Did you see she was chilling with Jaden, the football player?
And her mom came in between
No,
them.
his mom.
His mama came in between them. I'm sorry.
Bro, you need to relax. There's nothing wrong with a conversation amongst greatness. You know, you stepping in too many boundaries. I understand you trying to be a mother and everything, but they just watching the game. Chill out.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, they said it was an ACL. So
It was ACL.
get better.
Okay. Thanks
That's
to Damon
crazy.
and Clinton. Shout out to Damon and Clinton.
Okay, and we'll see them next game on the 28th. So, yeah.
Shout out to Bronny, man. Put up 17.
Okay.
What?
Other
Okay.
night, put up 17. We lost, but he put up 17.
Hey, I don't care. Look.
Yeah.
Everybody be down with Bronny. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I
I'm
see
a
it.
bigger
Lakers.
fan of Bronny than I am Bron.
Yeah, I
Lakers
see
number
it.
4. You know, we holding title number 4. You know, the season's coming to an
Talking
end.
about spot number 4.
Yeah, at least we're not in the play-in. That's all we got to avoid is the
Yeah,
play-in.
yeah.
No
all that
play-in.
extra,
We wanna-
all
we
that
want a
extra
spot.
energy. Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah, man. Good.
All right, let's move on, man. Mismatch of expectations. So a Pew research study, it went on to show that the divide right now of men wanting to fulfill more traditional roles and women having expectations for them to be a little bit more emotionally mature and have more emotional intelligence that gap is becoming more and more misaligned, and it's leading to burnout right now on both sides. So it's men wanting to be traditional, and women wanting them to be more progressive emotionally. So that's causing a big gap, and I think a lot of that has to do with
the internet.
Yeah, man,
phone.
these devices, because it's so much content that is, fueled by the battle of the sexes. It's like so much content, and it's so much money being made that it creates this echo chamber of like, we have, don't get me wrong, it's there, it exists, but then on top of that, you have people profiting off of, you know what I mean? This divide. So it's
Right.
just,
I feel like there's no effort to basically save ourselves in regards
I agree.
to
I agree.
not that you have to. I'm not saying that you have to put up with things, but I'm just saying I think the tolerance is much lower because of social media and outside influences. You know what I mean? I don't think that people are just contributing to their relationships on their own, without the influence of other things. So I think that those factors play a heavy role in decision making with, couples.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with both of you guys because, of course, the money play is definitely going to get everybody's ears and eyes turning.
Right.
Everybody talks about relationships and, it's clickbait, but
Right.
the grand scheme of things is no one's actually going to therapy, counseling to better themselves, because we all need help. Everybody, don't, like everybody's, the pot calling the kettle black. You pointing one finger and got three others pointing back at you. So, I do feel that we do need to focus on ourselves more when it comes to these relationships, but as far as men, go ahead.
I
Shannon.
just want to be clear. That was my opinion that I stated in regards to all of the reasons.
But
The
it's
research
nothing wrong
that
with
we
that.
quoted, that's from Pew Research Institute, and
Yeah,
it is a
so-
growing divide.
yeah, this
between,
is a growing
men and
divide
women.
because you have men that
Right.
want more traditional, old school roles. They feel like being a man is under attack, and toxic masculinity, terms like that. So you have men kind of expressing, hey, I want to turn back the dial a little bit, go backwards, and take on more of that role than this new role that I'm expected to fulfill. This is what the study is saying. And while women are like, they want equality and they want you to be more emotionally, progressive and
Exactly.
have more emotional intelligence right now. So those two things is just causing a huge divide.
And emotional intelligence is a
And-
big issue. We've talked about that before on a podcast and also on our After Dark special.
Right.
We've talked about, those roles and
I think this is a perfect
disconnect.
segue here because the next topic is synthetic personalities and parasocial relationships. So the rise of emotional responsive AI companions now, this is at an all-time high. And you got
high.
virtual influencers. It's affecting real human interaction. So these two kind of go hand in hand. So basically, you can talk to your AI now, and they can be emotionally responsive. And this is affecting some people to the point where you don't even really need
human
Human interaction.
And I thought it was a bunk play until one of my high school friends, she's a psychologist or therapist, and she said that, yeah, she had a client that was in a relationship with an AI.
See?
Until the AI cheated on her.
Come on now. How the AI gonna cheat on you, man?
And I mean, I shouldn't be laughing. Yeah, shit, it's funny. I don't care.
I shouldn't be laughing.
It's funny.
I love when
whatever.
people say that. I shouldn't be laughing.
But
That's why I said That's why I said.
Ha, ha, ha,
That's
ha.
why I said that shit is funny. Sue me. But yeah, I just
I mean, it's getting tricky, man. I mean, right now we're already at a point where you can talk to AI the same way we're talking, and it mimics emotional responses so well that we come from a different era, so we know what it's like to not have that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So, with just this AI emotional setback, I gotta call it a setback, right?
Right.
Do you think it's also in addition to people staying at home, working, and not really socializing? Because remember, before the pandemic, people were socializing. We weren't talking about this. Do you think that people just need to get back to work and being out in traffic?
Well, I think one of the biggest issues with this topic is the fact that this is also due to inflation. So you have to understand the Generation Z, the millennials. One of the main things that people are going through is the fact that they're buying less homes. They're having some financial hardships in the economy. They're renting rooms with each other. And now friendships, so it's like this is the age of people not wanting to basically have a car, but choosing to want to take Uber, It's like so many people who say, okay, you know what? Why buy when I can rent? Why do this when I can do that in regards to their financial decisions? Right. And I just feel like this is just another way for them to save, because if you go and have a drink, you can have a drink and talk to your AI bud. Whew. You know what I mean? You don't have to like go out and host or spend money, or you know what I mean? You can be in the comfort of your own room, or on setup and have your group of friends, So
this just goes back to let your kids go outside, please. Go play out in the streets, man.
They asking for Billy Ho. I said he called in sick today. He'll be back next week.
I'm reading it, but I'm not.
Billy Ho will be back next week, man.
Okay.
He sends his well wishes.
If y'all want to be friends with Billy Ho, just say that.
Okay? Don't worry.
If y'all want to rent Billy Ho,
they cannot rent Billy Ho.
Just
Billy Ho, like they speak in my language. All right, moving on. Rent your life economy. Gen Z and millennials are renting out rooms, storage, cars, and even companionships.
I guess
on apps like Airbnb, Neighbor, and Rent a Friend. Have you? Hey, man, listen. I went on Rent a Friend. It's a real thing for those of you who don't know. And I was like, brain blown. No. They talk about Rent a Friend in a city near you, and they will pop up and, hey man, I want to go play darts or go to the bar, or let's go play basketball, or take me to the car show, or you can rent a friend.
Let me find out.
But I heard that you can rent a daddy too.
Oh man, what's going on?
I heard you can rent a daddy.
Hey man, if somebody out there renting a daddy, you said a zaddy or a daddy?
Daddy, not zaddy, daddy. A daddy.
Hey, I don't know.
This is crazy, bro.
You can rent a zaddy.
No, I said a daddy. But time out. You can rent a zaddy too. He could come straight for the cookout, the Thanksgiving feast, Christmas.
Hey man, if you show up to the cookout with the rented homie,
man, you know what? This would be funny, right? What if your cousin rented them Thanksgiving, right? And then your homegirl come with the same dude on Christmas. Like, bro, no, that ain't that don't work. That don't work.
So let me ask you this: do you think that there's a lack of just emotional connection if people are just going, like, why go through the effort of renting a friend?
Yes, Mike brought out a good point. Think about the introverts, right? And I think that's definitely who this is catered to, because on their site it says rent a friend to go to an event or party with you, teach you a new skill or hobby, help you meet new people.
I mean, well, there it is.
Show you around town, or just someone to hang out with, right?
Well, there it is.
Can the introvert speak? Because I am a self-proclaimed introvert. And
Shima,
no, thank
but
you.
You ain't
not
about to
gonna-
rent no friend.
Yeah,
though.
you're not about to. You got friends, Shima.
I mean, I'm just saying, this is just like to the point to where, is this for cost, or is it free?
Oh, you know you gotta pay for it.
You got to pay for
gotta
this.
pay.
Yeah, this is for sure.
Are
Hey,
these opportunities
It's
taking
and
advantage of people?
it's not no. It's not
wait, because I'm interested. I'm interested in making a service.
I wanna.
Are these people taking advantage of these folks?
Hey, look.
I think they're providing a service,
Can you go that
and
far?
yeah, it's a gray area.
Can you say taking
I
advantage
can't
of?
say you're taking advantage, but it's a gray area.
Is
But
the service making the money or the friendship
But
that's
I want to
getting
say
rented
something.
making the money?
I want to
Hold
say
on.
something. I want to say something. Do
Coming
y'all-
to you,
No,
coming,
listen.
coming to you real soon. ABE, rented friends. We're gonna be renting friends
listen,
to y'all.
listen. Do you remember when I said a while ago, I was like, we are headed in the direction of some of these other countries like China, because back then, as far-fetched as it was, remember we were watching that documentary and they were
they
paying
got to
like
snuggle with
cuddle
you and
clean your
Q-tips with
ears and
ears
stuff and hug.
Yeah.
And now we're not that far off. We're renting friends already.
Hey man.
So, and then I want to know, like, is it lucrative to be a rented friend?
I mean, but think about it, right? It went from the toot all beep beeps, right, to the girlfriend experience, and now it's going to buy a companion. So I mean, hey,
So do you put, okay, I want to know, G, because you went on the website.
Yeah.
Do you put in your qualifications?
Don't make it seem. Hold on, wait. Don't make it seem like I done signed up or something. Hold on now.
but that's
I'm doing research. I'm doing research. all
And
right?
we that's respectable,
And
but
what time
it did sound funny.
I'm not.
Over?
I'm not signing up.
Hey, Sheba, all you gonna hear is a.
Right.
I'm not signing
up. Because I need to know.
I'm here for rental friends.
That's the new homie on the porch. like, come on now.
Man,
I didn't. I did
rental
some
friends gonna come over.
research.
Y'all can go to Rent a Spoons.
Right, but in all seriousness, are you putting in like because when you go on like some of these sites that used to be on like eHarmony, you put in like
Right.
what you want in a friend.
All of that.
I mean, you do all that?
Want to play dominoes? Yeah, you put in dominoes.
Wait a minute, can you select? Don't tell me on the requirements. You can select like the height and weight and stuff.
You could rent a friend. You could scroll through left, right.
Man, they got Tinder and Bumble for friends now.
might want the homie to look a certain way.
Oh my God, this is
for some reason,
hilarious.
this is giving me like Step Brothers vibes. I think it's gonna start off like you want to play karate in the garage, and then
Yeah.
Velociraptor.
Hey man.
and then
It just goes to show though where we're headed, man. This is a red flag because when
This is a total red flag.
because when you're renting people, now my companionship is for sale, and that's not too far from the other thing. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Hey man,
some
we got
might come with a twofer.
Let's move on.
yeah, we got 3 more topics. And
Infamous California genetic testing company goes bankrupt. 23andMe announced it was going into bankruptcy, y'all.
Wow.
So,
I want to know why. Why?
well, they had a couple stories
Yeah.
that came out about, some
Them
of
being
that.
bunk?
They
Yeah.
had some controversy. They did. Yep. They had some controversy. And then that
Oh
led
no,
to some
they
other
even said
financial-
gangs gonna rent gang members. Get your numbers up.
Wow.
Get your numbers up. Hey, y'all crazy. Rent the homies.
Hey man, this is hilarious. But
this is
23andMe, right? Let's go. Let's get to.
Yeah.
Did any of you
Right.
guys sign up?
So
I know
listen,
my family signed up. I would not do it.
So listen,
I
this
didn't
is
do
a
it.
site for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
You basically put your saliva, spit, whatever, in their
Your-
kit and
yeah,
mailed it
your
off.
DNA
and then
on
they
a
gave
swab.
you DNA and genetics information on you, your family. You know what I
I was
mean?
about to say, they gave you
So
gen.
millions of people across the United States basically pay for these kits. They put them in their database. So now that's where the fear is coming in. People are encouraging people to take and erase their information off of the website, out of fear that they might misappropriate it or, misuse it, or and or sell it. You know.
I get it.
So there have been some talks about law enforcement, you know, getting their hands on it and all this other kind of stuff. So I don't know if you did it. I would check into it, make sure your information
and
is
now,
safe.
yeah, because now as a company in bankruptcy, I mean, you think about all the data they've collected, right?
Absolutely.
From millions of people.
Yeah, where's it going to go?
All that information. Where's it go now?
Where's it going to go?
Right.
Who's going to buy
It's going to
it?
be in somebody's hands. Somebody's going to buy it.
Who's going to buy your data?
That's. I think before they do any transactions, they should approve it with the people who purchased the 23andMe.
It's probably in that fine print.
No, they should make sure they double check. Like, is it okay if we sell this information to somebody else? Because that is a lot of crucial information. But
Heck yeah.
Moving right along, segregated facilities not banned in federal contracts. All things considered, discuss concerns over the new administration decisions to rescind and change language within the federal contract law that prohibits same race and gender segregations and or outright prejudice. They say integration laws, will not be charged and still follow Civil Rights Act of the 1964.
Now, okay, this is touchy. This is touchy because the absence of that language doesn't make it better for a lot of places. They're naming like restaurants, water fountains, all the places they used to say, okay, let's just be like real with it. Okay, for colored only. Whites only. This is the type of language that got banned with the Civil Rights Act. Although they're saying that they're not changing the Civil Rights Act of 1964, some of the language makes it not basically illegal or unlawful for people, they're saying to segregate. So these are federal contracts that had to have this language written in the first place because of these issues happening and arising. So they're basically saying that they doubt that this will happen, and it was only because of redundancy and duplications in the law that it got, this language got withdrawn. But as you know, when things like that happen, people start thinking that they can backslide on rights. So it may cause some kind of, racial issues. You know what I mean?
Let them do it. That's how I feel.
Right.
Because it's gonna show your hand anyway. So let them do it, right? And it might get back to the point where we need to be. We might need to be segregated. I mean, we might.
I just feel like this is not. You can't go back that far because just like I said, they didn't change the law that Lyndon B. Johnson put into place. But at the end of the day, these federal contract laws were written like this for a reason because of groups of people being excluded. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they're citing, basically, he rescinded, talking about the current administration, rescinded Obama's language that he added into the law during his administration because he included gender equity as well. You know what I mean? So this is all an effort to basically go back, on things that have been progressive in the past few years and help create equality across the board on all kind of levels, whether it be gender, race, and it's just like a scary time to be taking those things off of, out of the law. So we'll see.
I just feel that if they put this stuff into play and they segregate certain people, I feel it's gonna backfire. At this moment, because it's too many different types of race and ethnicities and genders. So all you're gonna do is kick yourself in the butt and say, okay, well, we're gonna exclude these type of people. Okay, well, this might be the people that's really funding your company, and all that money get taken away, then you out of business. So, hey, go for it. Try it if you want to. I think it's gonna backfire.
Right. This is all because of, and if you watch this podcast, you know we've talked about it, but this is all because of the effort to dismantle the DEI initiative. So that's what this is basically like branching from. And if you didn't know the back history on the DEI, this is what we're discussing. This is a current topic, and that's one of the things that they're basically also changing and trying to take off of the table. So this is all in an effort to dismantle DEI. So speaking of which, Target had to turn off their
Turn off the comments.
the comments. So,
Turn them off.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
Target just turned off the comments on their social media. So
Exactly.
the conversation and the narrative is obviously going in the direction that Target is. They're losing money. They're losing website visits. And now the comments and the narratives is shifting and turning in a direction that they want to separate themselves from. So they don't even want to have the comments on anymore because of what's being said.
Because engagement is negative.
It's a lot of negative. So
Yeah.
this is an example where it's interesting to see how efficient protests can become now that it's
Smart protests.
It's using technology to spread message and awareness to different causes, and then people are able to organize easy, and voila,
See, prime
billions of
example.
dollars.
You tried it and it's not working for you.
To your point,
That's
right?
your fault. It's your
To
fault.
your point.
That's your fault. You're bad.
Yeah.
Oh well, you're losing money. Deal with it.
Real quick too, SoCal scores a win with Home Depot's Path to Pro program. Home Depot allocates $500,000 to trade education programs aimed to help rebuild burnt wildfire areas and launch careers in constructions. This is part of a large $3 million commitment to the devastating wildfire relief. So that's good. They're putting their money where their mouth is. Yeah.
That's good.
And
That's good.
you don't think that some of these corporations are starting to look at Target and some of these other people that jumped out there and made some of these changes and try to roll back the clock to a time that we're trying to forget and move past, and saying, you know what? Let me go in a different direction, because we need to help this community. Let me stand out there. Now, that doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? Like, it could be good business, and shout out to them for doing this, but also you got to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Like, some of these companies, believe me, everybody's paying attention to this. All the companies, like,
Absolutely.
if you see a company move a certain way and then they suffer a certain fate, you have to adjust. You have to adjust your plan.
I say this, with the $3 million pledge that they already committed to, you can hire people, you can have people take, it's just like, I would say like every day, dump loads of stuff that they're taking to the landfills. You know what I mean? Of just properties burned up, all kind of devastation, no dwellings left in some areas, right? But I think that you do get a greater cause when you invest in education.
The community, yeah, in the community,
So when you
in the
invest in these
education.
trade programs, they're not really going to ever go away, because nobody can take your education away from you. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
these career pathways are going to be meant for now, but way more useful later, because people will be able to still work in these fields with the education and the $500,000 that was, basically invested in them with Home Depot, because we need these career pathways.
And it's good branding.
You
It's
need,
a good
you
message.
need people. You need people to be doing these jobs. You need Americans to be helping with the efforts to rebuild their communities. So that's.
Oh, wait a minute. I just thought of a hack for the Rent the Homies. Not to switch topics.
For the
Oh,
homies.
here we go.
Hack for
Hey,
the
nah.
homies.
So what if you get, they said teach you a new skill, right? So you might want to learn to do something, and you could pay a friend to teach you. Now, if that's the case, that might be worth it. Like, outside of friendship, like, if you can get one-on-one instruction, like, get a homie that does like piano. Might be a loop for piano lessons or swimming or something, Can you teach me how to swim and play piano, bro? Yeah, okay, cool. That might, you understand what I'm saying? It might be like a little loophole, like, in addition to hanging out.
Get a double on top.
Some of your friends you've been hanging out with for years ain't taught you. Ain't taught you nothing.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, so I think that's it. Is that all the topics?
That's all our time. This is all our time, man. Make
y'all
sure
for
you like,
rocking with
subscribe, and share. It's free 99. We'll see you next week. Love you guys. Yeah.
And if y'all want to rent a homie or barber,
Hey, we gonna have
contact
homies
Jason
for rent.
and
Yeah.
George.
And
But the price ain't cheap. The price ain't cheap. It's
Side hustle.
expensive.
teach y'all how to cut hair. Rent a wingman. There you go.
Ah, there you go.